Starting things off here. Ooh, nice head kick. A few punches there from Islam Makhachev. Maddalena trying to gain his distance. Goes for a body head combo. Going for the takedown. Gets it is Makhachev. Goes into side control. Now in full guard. Not able to get it. Goes to the back. Grabs him. Is he going? Nope, not going for rear naked choke. Just battering the skull of Maddalena. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Flips over onto his back. Does Maddalena. Islam Makhachev still in control. Gets into side control. Throws a few punches to the skull there. That's mounting up some damage. You know, you don't really think you're going to knock out your opponent this early into the, into the bout. But you do know that that will take effect as you get into these later rounds. Look at these. He's not even blocking it, That's cutting him up. He's cut up. You can see the blood underneath his head. Taking those hits on protect like that might not, look, there's a full-on puddle of blood there. When you think about it, it's not going to knock him out immediately, but you know for a fact that that's going to be some major damage, and that is not something you want to do when you are defending your belt against a new challenger in the division, because Makhachev is, he's not undefeated, but he was the lightweight GOAT, some would say, and to be dominated this easily by him, he's legit keeping Maddalena on the floor. He is keeping him there. He's got him all bloodied, all busted up, just controlling the pace, making sure that he has the advantage when it comes to striking and grappling. Islam doesn't play on other people's terms. He plays on his own, and that's the issue. What you need to do is you need to find a way to get him to play on your terms. Very hard thing to do, but if you can do it, you could have the advantage. I mean, look at this. Islam is literally ground and pounding right now. He's straight up just that confident. He's not even going for the submission. He's just going for knockout, I guess, which is insane, And there he goes. Now he's going for the submission. Got the arm triangle in. Can he get it? Not able to get the tap out, but gets the mount. Ooh, not able to get much ground and pound game there. Still landing some punches from that angle. Again, not going to knock him out, but it's going to do a lot of damage, and that's going to affect him later on into this bout. And Herb Dean resets them for reasons unknown. Why? Why would you reset them? He was actively advancing the position. Like, what? I will tell you straight up, I think sometimes these referees got it out. There you go. Takedown. I think the refs might have it out for the wrestlers. They want you to stand and bang, but that doesn't work feasibly. That's not how MMA works. Yeah, that's how boxing works. You want to see constant just stand up and fight, go watch boxing. Oh, nice overhand there. Good combination from Maddalena, not able to land it unguarded. Nice combination there from Makhachev. Oh, catches him. Catches him with a pretty big strike there. He went for takedown. Maddalena able to bounce back from it. Few hits here and there. Landing for these two. Maddalena went for the takedown. Gets grappled into a guillotine. Ooh, Maddalena ends up on top in that exchange. Raining down blows. We got about a minute left on the timer here. Islam Makhachev in control as the clock winds down. Bloodying up Maddalena just a little bit more. And Herb Dean interferes again. Honestly, I'm being legit with you. If I was one of these competitors, I would straight up turn and just deck him in the face. Dude, actively advancing the position, actively taking, the chance to deal some damage while on top and reset the fighters. Why would you do that? Ooh, front kick, sends him up against cage, goes for takedown. Maddalena able to stuff it. Ooh, Missed overhand. Maddalena dodges another takedown. Holds him there. Doesn't land any punches, but does not dodge that one. Not enough time in the round to do anything with it, but still, that might win him the round. Honestly. Landed a good, I believe it was 3 takedowns he landed. Not bad, not bad. Now, while the fighters recover, I would like to read off one of our ads from our, our sponsors of this fight. Go check out Wrestling. Link will be in the description. That is my podcast channel in which I talk about wrestling with my co-host. It's a very good channel. Just thought I'd plug it here because why not? The actual UFC has ad reads, so hey, I better start doing them. Now heading into round 2, I believe Islam Makhachev has the advantage. Oh, nice strikes there from Maddalena. Maddalena is more of the striker. He's the boxer in this match. I expect striking from him. Islam is not a slacker when it comes to striking, but he is not as striking focused as Maddalena is. So it is very interesting to see how striking has become a big part of this match. Of this matchup here. It is insane. Goes for front kick. Doesn't land much. Lands it to the body. Few punches there. Maddalena is intentionally punching the guard. You keep punching the guard. It's not gonna hit. It's gonna affect the head still, but it's also going to make it so it's a lot harder to block. Because when your arms are taking all the damage, one good punch could shatter that blocking arm. And then you can't block at all throughout the rest of the fight. It's a good strategy. Stuffing the takedown again. Launch some unblocked punches there to Islam's head. Ooh. That'll get that. Ooh, nice strike there. A few strikes to the head of Makhachev. Makhachev goes for a takedown, able to get it. Makhachev just standing there menacingly. Maddalena went for a guillotine, not able to get it. Going for it again, not able to get it again. Makhachev gets in a half guard. I think he's going for side control, maybe going for Darce choke here. That would be a smart decision. Could end this fight in the second round. About 3 minutes left on the counter. Makhachev still trying. And Herb Dean. I swear on everything that is holy, if you stand them up one more time, I will come into that cage and fight you. It'll be a 2-on-2 tag team match like this, the WWE out here. Nice flying knee attempt from Maddalena. Ooh, lands an overhand into the overhand, or lands an uppercut into the overhand. Rocks him, got him backed up against the cage. This man knows not where he is. All he knows is that he must fight, and fight he does, able to stuff a takedown from Islam and get him up against the cage. What a beautiful, beautiful showcase of instinct, just showing how high of a level these two are at, that even when, they're stunned, can still fight, can still instinctively block and take control. It is amazing to see that level of skill and technique here that only professional fighters like this have. Arm triangle now from Makhachev. Makhachev trying to lock it in, try to get it in. If he gets it in, he might be able to tap him out here. Gets it in, not tapping out, able to get to his stomach. Is Makhachev going to mount, throw a few punches? What's he thinking of here? Maddalena tries to roll inwards like an armadillo. Mounting some punches. Oh, God, Jesus, God. Just a blood soaking the mat. Not quite Tony Ferguson, Anthony Pettis levels of it, but it is still a significant amount of blood that this man is losing. That is just dripping everywhere. It's all over the mat. It's all over him. There is nothing that the cut man could do that could lead to less blood being here. And you know what? What a showcase this is. What a main event this is. This is truly what MMA is all about. About 1 minute left in the round. This is what MMA is all about. It's not about violence. It's not about gore. It's not about, the press conferences and all that. It's all about two warriors fighting, showing what they have, showing off the level of dedication and care and, just how much they want to be here, how much that championship means to them. It is beautiful. As you see, Makhachev the entire time has been in control here, grappling-wise. Going to mount, not getting any punches, just stancing up on him, showing, you may be the king of the welterweight, but I am the king of the UFC. Oh, oh, Jesus, God. There's a few punches, blood everywhere. This looks less like a fight and more like a crime. This is a crime scene that we are currently in. And what a crime scene it is. A beautiful crime. Back in the corners here are both the fighters. And I would like to take this time to also plug another one of our sponsors. Go check out my gaming channel, Black Mask. Link will also be in the description. I'm just plugging everything now. I have to find ways to fill this time because there's not much I can do other than talk about things. They don't even do that on UFC. We're mimicking the real UFC here, folks. Ad reads and ads. Man, maybe we should get some celebrity boxers too. Starting things off. Ooh, catches him right on the jaw, standing there looking at each other. He's just standing there menacingly. Ooh, beautiful punches there. Takedown there from Makhachev. Maddalena trying to fight it off. Tries to stand up. Makhachev says, no, you get back down here. Throwing punches. Maddalena trying to escape again. Not able to. Herb Dean stands them up again. I want to punch him so badly. Why are we interfering in this fight? This is a beautiful fight. And look at that. Causes Maddalena to get rocked with that punch. This is Herb Dean's fault. I think legitimately he might have money on Maddalena. I think he does. Notice how he never stands up. Notice how he's never, backing him up when Maddalena's in control. And by when Maddalena's in control, I mean the one round that he had some control time. Got him in a triangle here. Maddalena getting out of it, able to take control again. Doesn't want that. He wants this to stand up. He knows that that's where, he's maybe got a little bit more of an advantage. Advantage he does have. He has hit Islam with some of those hard hits, but Islam has rocked him twice. I think that that's a factor he needs to look out for, is the fact that, sometimes, and look, he just got taken down. Sometimes staying on the feet is not a good thing. I think maybe he should be focused more on defensive submissions here. Maybe a guillotine, try to go for something that could lead to a submission, or at least Islam not having the dominant position. Look at him. He's got in an arm triangle right now, Able to get out of it. He wants him up on the feet. But again, you've been rocked twice. I think rather than moving forward, you need to move backwards. You need to allow him to come to you. Play on the defensive for a little bit. Make sure that you don't take any more of those significant strikes. Look at that. I don't even know what that was. I couldn't even tell you what that was. That looked like a suplex. That might have broken the arm of Maddalena here. If not broken it, it might have, caused some sprainage or something to it. Ooh, rocks him. Rocks him, not able to capitalize much on it though. Moving backwards. I think that is something he needs to do more of. He's moving forward a lot and getting caught a lot. Rocked again. He's been rocked about 4 times in this fight. How much more times are you going to get rocked before you realize that you got to swap up the game plan, Before you realize that you're taking a few too many hits to the head, a few too many hits to the melon, and you're going to end up knocked out laying on the floor. You know, it it's going to sound messed up, but he needs to go for at least a decision here. If you can lose by decision, it's better than losing by, knockout. But preferably, he shouldn't be going for a loss here, I think I think the best thing he can go for might be submission. Every time Islam gets a takedown, he needs to be going for, at least a guillotine. Darce choke there. Islam lets it go willingly. He is soaked. And I mean, like, just full on soaked in Maddalena's blood. This man looks like a cold-blooded killer in there. None of this has been a struggle for Islam. He hasn't even looked like he's running out of stamina. Blood all over. Arm triangle in. This man is fighting a demon in there, and the demons are winning. They need to get Maddalena some rosary beads, a priest, the Pope. They need to get him something, because Islam is not human. About 30 seconds left in the round. Makhachev is simply not human here. This is a man dedicated to win, dedicated to building that legendary career that he has, just dedicated to this incredible sport. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Makhachev ends the round in control. Look at all that blood on Maddalena. Look at him. He has to travel back to the corner. Dude, you're just soaked in blood. Oh my God, look at that. Look at all those cuts. Look at how busted up he is. Now, again, as these replays start, I would like to mention Wrestling is now on Spotify. We have finally started putting episodes up on Spotify. The first 8 episodes of our show are up on Spotify. Look at this. Look at these. Look at the strikes that you just saw there. Look at the strikes that they were landing. It's high level. But does any of this look like it's a struggle? Look at that. Knockdown. As I'm speaking, knockdown. Does any of this look like it's an issue for Islam? Islam looks like he's having... Look, Islam didn't even go for wrestling. He's given up wrestling because he's taunting at this point. This is an Islam I have never seen. This is an Islam... It rocks him again. This is like the 6th time that Maddalena's been, rocked. Islam is just taunting him. Just playing around. Just showing off his skills. Just showing, hey, you haven't really done anything to me. And it's like, yeah, he hasn't. So as we're in, the 4th round here... 4 minutes in, not 4 minutes in, but a minute into the 4th round, he needs to be looking for a submission, a guillotine, a darce, anything. Kimura lock here from Islam Makhachev. What's Maddalena looking for here? Come on, try to get him into a guillotine from there or something. I couldn't tell you what he's going for. I think he's going to try to flip on top, but that's not feasible. It's not a good game plan. Because look, it's leading to this. You're catching a lot of strikes to the head. Islam just still in control here. Just, it's not even, hard for him at this point. It's just easy. He's basically guaranteeing himself a win. Look at this. Look at that control. Inside control. Landing a few punches here. I'm shocked Herb Dean hasn't stood him up. 2 minutes into the 4th round. Only 1 round left. And Maddalena looks to be not making any progress at all for anything. Islam isn't busted up. His stamina's not drained. He hasn't really, been locked in a submission other than like 1 guillotine attempt in round 1. it's it's just too easy for him, you know? It should be illegal. Look at that. Got him in an arm triangle. It should be illegal. I mean, not an arm triangle. He's got him in a triangle choke. It should be illegal for someone to be this good at what they do. Landing some punches. Gets him off. Goes for ground and pound. Maybe going for the knockout there. Look at all the blood. All of Maddalena's blood, because that's who it is. Islam isn't even busted open. This is legitimately just all Maddalena's blood. It is insane. We are 3 minutes into the 4th round. Just stancing up on him. He's just stancing up on him. And I would say that that is the dumbest idea that you could possibly do in an MMA fight. But Islam is just in control. Maddalena's fighting on the back end and not even doing it in an effective way. He's not looking for anything. He's just trying to stay alive for 25 minutes. I think that he has basically given up. He doesn't want to take a loss. He doesn't want to take a knockout or a submission. He just wants to lose by, decision. Elbow there to the skull. I think it's like what I said, a little bit ago, that he's going for the thing. And that was a tap out. That was a tap out. He tapped out. I was just saying, I think that he's going for the decision loss just so he could have that asterisk. But no, look, takedown here, and after a little while of, grappling on the floor, as you can see there, slight look on the left side. Yeah, look, you can see that hand make a slight tap, make a tap. He tapped out. Let's go, let's go down. Let's hear what Bruce Buffer's got for the winner of this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 50 seconds of round number 4. Declaring the winner by tap out and new undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Islam Makhachev.
Islam Makhachev in his welterweight debut, winning the belt. And I might have been wrong. He's busted open under the eye, and that's all Maddalena did. He broke Maddalena's face open, and all he got was a cut to show.